This is HBU Huskies softball. It's the 2017 season of HBU Huskies softball on your home for Houston Baptist University Athletics, the Huskies Sports Network. The Huskies Sports Network is powered by the Legacy Sports Network, and HBU softball is brought to you by these corporate partners of HBU Athletics: Houston Federal Credit Union, the Memorial Hermann Healthcare System, Pepsi, IBEW Local 716, Firehouse Subs, Kolache Factory, HUB International, and Doubletree Suites Hotels. Right now, it's just about time for this game to get underway. So let's go out to the ballpark and get ready for some HBU Huskies softball.
Hi, everybody. Bill Cousins with you once again. Quickly, let's give you the starting lineups for Game 2 of this doubleheader after the Huskies with an 8-3 victory in Game 1. And they'll pretty much be the same way for HBU. But first for Northwestern State, Coach Donald Pickett shuffled around a little bit. The Lady Demons now will lead off with Sydney Salmons in Game 2. Haley Rhodes, the shortstop, bats second. Salmons is the center fielder. Kelly Kincannon, the left fielder, will bat third. Jordan Raines, the third baseman, bats fourth. Michaela Sorosiak will bat fifth. Brittany Jones drops down to the sixth spot in this game. Kaylee Eisenberg, the DP, in this one will bat seventh after her pinch hit double in Game 1. Emma Hawthorne back behind the plate. The catcher will bat eighth, and Haley Barbazon will be in right field. She was the DP/pitcher and then back to being DP in Game 1. The Huskies now 16-22 on the season, 7-15 in conference play. Same lineup. Heidi Haka is the catcher, is the leadoff hitter. Cece Bauer, the right fielder, bats second. Cassie James, the third baseman, bats third. Nicole Shedd bats fourth. She's the left fielder. Libby Brown, the shortstop, bats fifth. Brooke Bushman, the DP, batting sixth. Megan Hires, the first baseman in the 7-hole. Demi Yannick bats eighth. She's the second baseman. And Kay Schrader in center field bats ninth. Shea Bibby in the circle for the Huskies in this game. Shea 2-4 on the season with a .522 earned run average. Her last outing was as a starter in Game 3 last week in Corpus Christi, and she was the losing pitcher in that 4-1 loss. Shea's wins this year have been over Prairie View A&M, that second game of the doubleheader back on February 18th, and her other win was over Incarnate Word, second game of the doubleheader, a complete game for her on March 31st. Sydney Salmons, the leadoff hitter for the Lady Demons here in Game 2. Salmons first pitch swinging. Libby Brown gets it, but it's going to be an infield hit. As that ball scooted up the middle, Libby grabbed it right by the base, but Salmons with that excellent speed beats it out for an infield hit and a leadoff single for the Lady Demons here in the top of the first inning. I'll bring up Haley Rhodes, who will put a bunt down, and she'll get over to from Hires to Yannick on the sacrifice. As we have started quickly here, Salmons gets to second. Now here's Kelly Kincannon. Left-handed hitter facing Bibby. Here's a pop-up into center field. And underneath it is Schrader. That's the second out.
Third baseman, number 47, Jordan Raines.
So only 3 pitches thrown in this game, 2 outs and a runner at second. And here's Jordan Raines, the third baseman. First pitch down for ball one. Terry Peters is our plate umpire in this game. Tom Geringer at first, and George De La Cruz rotates over to third. It's Bibby out in the circle, 2 outs and runner at second. There's a breaking pitch, stays up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Bibby, a freshman from LaPorte. Boy, they have had some great softball players come out of LaPorte the last few years. Tori Vidalis up at A&M. And Miss Jarvis up at Baylor. Here's a ball, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. Let's add Shea Bibby to that. Well, I'm sorry, it's a 2-1 count. Here's a line drive into left field. Shedd gets it back in quickly, and runners at the corners now with 2 outs. Raines with the base hit. Sharp line drive to the left. You know, it was hit so hard, did not allow Salmons to come around and score. So here is Michaela Sorosiak, the second baseman. Sorosiak had a home run, her 6th of the year in game 1. She went 2 for 3. That was the only run she scored, the only RBI. Bibby delivers strike 1. Here's a ground ball that is handled at third, backhanded by James, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. There's a question whether that was fair or foul, and Terry Peters, our plate umpire, called it fair. And that's good. 3rd out of the inning, a couple of hits, both stranded, and we've played a half inning here in game 2 of the doubleheader. No score.
Epic moments. Championship dreams. Share the experience with your family and friends. The 2017 NCAA Women's College World Series, June 1st through 7th at ASA Hall of Fame Stadium, OGE Energy Field in Oklahoma City. Visit ncaa.com/WCWS for your tickets today.
A firefighter's duty. Fighting fires, rescuing citizens, performing copious kettlebell exercises demands a daring degree of readiness. A degree of readiness achieved eating fulfillingly flavorful Firehouse subs. With premium carved meats and cheeses steamed to tasty magnificence, then piled onto toasted rolls. Is your footwear connected to your pants? No, it's not. Because you're not a firefighter. But you can be ready like one. Firehouse subs, the hero of all subs.
Bottom of the first inning here in game 2 of the doubleheader. Heidi Hawkes, Cece Bauer, and Cassie James will be the 3 facing Caitlin Bowles. Bowles, a sophomore from Pollock, Texas, up in East Texas, Lufkin area. The right-hander is 5-13 on the season. First pitch into Heidi Hawkes, freshman from Wharton, is outside for ball 1. Bowles 5-13 with a 4.20 earned run average. This is her 30th appearance, her 20th start for the Lady Demons. That pitch in for a strike. Defensively, Brittany Jones back at first base. Michaela Sorosiak is at second. Haley Rhodes at short. Jordan Raines at third. Sydney Salmons, the center fielder, flanked and left by Kincannon and in right by Barbazan. Here's a ground ball. This is to Sorosiak. And the easy throw, short throw to first. 4-3 putout is the first out of the inning. Now here's Cece Bauer.
Cecilia Bauer.
Cece went 1 for 2 with a couple of walks, but that one was her 7th home run of the year. Steps in now with a 3.06 average, the senior from Refugio. takes ball one from Bowles High. Said Cece hitting .306. She's got 4 doubles, 3 triples. That was her 7th home run of the season, 17 for her career now. Ball 2 is high. She's got 20 runs batted in this year and now 55 for her career. Cece told me that her mom drove in from Refugio today and got here too late to see the home run. She was walking up from the parking lot. Foul ball makes it 2-1. But saw Natalie Duran, the first base coach for the Huskies, jumping up and down after the ball went out. So knew something was good. Cece, a 2-time Academic All-District selection. I'm sure he'll make that third. There's a check swing foul back into the screen, so that count evens up at 2-2. I don't think the Casida Academic All-District voting has been announced yet, but if she's not All-District again, at least somebody has some explaining to do. Here's a fly ball hit well, but foul down the left field line. Our pregame talk with Mary Ellen Hall before game 1, she was very proud of the fact that her 2 seniors, Emily Mueller and Bauer, combined this year for a 3.97 grade point average. There's another foul ball. Boy, she yanked that one into the Huskies dugout. Another 2-2 count. My question to Mary Ellen was if it's a 3.97 and one of them had a 4-point, who screwed it up? But she wouldn't answer that. There's ball 3 high. 3-2 the count to Bauer. Cassie James is on deck for the Huskies. Bowles delivers, another foul ball. Mary Ellen Hall, the head coach of the Huskies, now 772 in her 26th season as the head coach at HBU. 772 and 491. Now 3-12 now against Northwestern State. Another 3-2 pitch coming up. There's a little looper over the head of the third baseman. Rhodes able to backhand it, short grass out in left field, but a base hit for Bauer. And the Huskies have a 1-out base runner. Didn't hit it hard, but hit it in the right place, right over the head of Raines. And Rhodes, the shortstop, backhanded it before it got too far out in left field. Now Cassie James comes up. Cassie, the leading hitter on the Husky team by average, takes ball 1. Cassie went 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored in the first game. One-0 pitch is popped up center field. Salmon's, well, here's going to be the shortstop, Rhodes, that handles it right out, short grass out there. So there are 2 outs in the inning. Bauer remains at first, and now here's Nicole Shedd. Nicole's average has dropped down to 246. Went 0 for 4 in game 1 with a strikeout. And she pops this one up. Raines in foul territory makes the play. And the third baseman pockets it for the third out of the inning. No runs a hit. We've played 1 inning Game 2 of this doubleheader, and the Huskies and the Lady Demons are tied at 0. This is Husky Softball on the Legacy Sports Network.
At Houston Federal Credit Union, we're dedicated to our members, our communities, and now the students, faculty, and employees of Houston Baptist University. From checking and savings accounts to loans, IRAs, money markets, and other financial tools, HFCU is ready to serve the HBU Huskies and their fans. Learn more today. Call 866-OUR-HFCU or log on to HoustonFCU.org. Houston Federal Credit Union and the HBU Huskies. That's a doggone good team.
Houston Federal Credit Union is federally insured by NCUA.
International Brotherhood of Electric Workers, Local 716 in Houston, get up for work each day because we believe building schools to code matters. Because building Houston's hospitals correctly saves lives. Because training for 10,000 hours makes a difference. That's why we get up, because we want to make a difference. To be the best, hire the best.
IBEW, where skill and value lock arms. The time is now to hire IBEW electricians.
Lady Demons had a couple of hits in the first inning, left runners at the corners on that ground ball to third that nobody really called foul. It was right down the line, and our plate umpire's call, Terry Peters, did not make an emphatic fair call. Huskies threw the girl out at first. Here's Brittany Jones, takes ball 1 from Bibby. Now ball 2. Scoots underneath the glove of Huskies. 2 balls and no strikes. Jones 0 for 3 in the first game, takes a strike here, and the count's 2 balls and 1 strike. 0 for 3 with a walk was Jones in the first game. Swing and a foul at the plate, 2-2. Not good news for a Husky fan over in second game of the doubleheader in baseball across the street. Northwestern State leads the Huskies 9-1. Huskies batting in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's a ground ball that scoots through the left side into left field. Third hit of the game, and another leadoff single for the Lady Demons. And it's Jones over at first base. Same defensive setup for the Huskies. James and Brown. That's a soulful left side of the infield, isn't it? James and Brown. There on the left side of the infield, Yannick and Hires. Eisenberg, who had a double in a pinch hitting performance in the first game, is the DP. Kayla now hitting .270. Squared around like she was going to sacrifice and took a strike. Yannick and Hires at first. It does get the bunt down this time, and Hires, there's a throw over to second, and James tried to get that lead runner, but the throw was high, and both runners are safe. I think they might have had her with a good throw. So it'll be an E6, E5, just a fielder's choice. Okay. Another bunt attempt. This time Hires throws to Yannick. They get the out at first, but the runners move up. That was Hawthorne that time with the bunt. So Jones is at third, Eisenberg at second, and here is Haley Barbazan. She takes first pitch away for ball 1. There's 1 out here in the top of the second inning, but the Lady Demons threatening. Barbazan, the 9-hole hitter. There's a ball 2, skipped in, and nice stop by Hawkes. 2 balls and no strikes. Nice pitches in for a strike, 2-1. Barbazan went 0 for 1, but did draw a couple of walks. Here's a pop-up that's going to be foul, out of play. Counts 2-2. Like there's a need for a towel or rosin or something, as Melanie Mueller brought it out, gave it to Heidi Hawkins, but she just stuck it in her back of her pants. Another 2-2 pitch from Bibby. That's just a bit high, so the count is full.
Come on, don't make the call. Get out right there, boys.
Strike 3 call. Barbizon had walked 12 times in about 55, 56 plate appearances this year. Looking for ball 4 there, but it didn't come. 2 outs now. First strikeout of the game for Shea Bibby, and that brings up Sydney Salmons. Salmons with a single her first time up, fouls the first pitch off. Left-handed hitter. Average improved to 278 after that single to lead off the first inning. That pitch away, and it's 1-1. Salmons has 2 doubles, 3 triples, and 17 runs batted in this year. A big clutch performance or situation for her right now. Here's a ground ball to Yannick. Throw to first is in time, and the Huskies survive another threat by Northwestern State. 4-3 putout. 1 hit, they leave 2 runners on, and an inning and a half in the books, still 0-0. This is Husky Softball on the Legacy Sports Network.
Coming to you in Living Cola.
The joy of cola.
Cola from the wonderful folks who put the R in cola.
Things were happening a little quickly there in the top of the second inning. Didn't get to finish the thought about what's happening over at baseball, and Northwestern State with a 9-1 lead over the Huskies, and the Demons batting in the top of the 6th inning. Huskies won the first game 4-2 over there in baseball. They're playing 2 today and a single game tomorrow to complete that series before possibly bad weather comes in. Libby Brown, who's having a nice day, is the leadoff hitter now. Libby now at 288 after going 3 for 3 in game 1. 1 run batted in, 2 runs scored. Bowles delivers. First pitch inside for a ball. Junior from Bel Air High School in Houston. 9 doubles, and 1 of those in game 1. 1 triple, and 8 runs batted in now. That pitch is low. It's 2 balls and no strikes. That pitch sails in high. Starting to see a little bit more action here coming up in Southland play here at 4 o'clock when Sam Houston State and Southeastern Louisiana start their doubleheader up in Hammond, and Lamar and Incarnate Word playing over in San Antonio. There's a strike, and it's 3-1 now. So here's the 3-1 pitch coming up from Bowles to Brown. And she kind of went fishing there. It was high, and she fouled it back, so it's a full count. Huskies at home for the rest of the regular season. The series finale tomorrow at noon, and then next weekend, 3 against Sam Houston State here at Husky Field. Another 3-2 pitch. That's inside for ball 4. Leadoff walk by Brown. That'll bring up Brooke Bushman. Brooke, the Huskies DP once again in this game. 274 is her batting average. 3 doubles, a triple, 2 home runs, and 10 runs batted in. She had an RBI in game 1, but was 0 for 2. Thinks about a sacrifice, lets ball 1 go past. That sack was on, that RBI was on a sac fly. The Huskies had 4 of those in game 1. 2 by Yannick, Bushman, and Hockes. 1-0 pitch. That's outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Bushman's only got down 2 sacrifice hits this season. This time she'll take, that's ball 3 low. Thought that looked good enough to swing at. 3 balls and no strikes. Roger Wilhite down in the third base box, passing on the instructions by hand signals. Brooke with that open stance on the left side of the box. 3-0 pitch. And it's high for ball 4. Back-to-back walks have put runners at first and second and nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning for HBU, and Megan Hires comes up. Emma Hawthorne goes out to talk to her pitcher, Caitlin Bowles. Roger Wilhite takes that opportunity to talk to Megan. Megan hitting .235 after going 1 for 4 with a run scored in game 1. So Brown and Bushman are your base runners, and Hires puts the bunt down. She thinks about going to third and just barely gets Hires at first. Bowles handled it, looked at third, and then said, nope, not a chance, and then Hires almost beat it out. But the sacrifice is successful on the 1-4 putout. And the Huskies have 2 runners in scoring position now. Ardemi Yannick. And now Hawthorne once again is going to go out and talk to Bowles. Everybody else gets to chat with each other. Those 2 sac flies by Yannick. The most by any Husky in a game this year. And she's in position to do the same type thing here. Yannick now with 15 runs batted in. There's ball 1 low, and Bowles is really having problems finding the strike zone. The 2 walks here. Yannick went 1 for 1. In game 1. Takes ball 2. That 1 hit was her 7th double of the year. And she's ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes to Bowles. Base empty at first. There's a strike right down Beechnut. 2-1. Here's a fly ball hit well, but foul down the left field line.
Come on, baby!
So the count evens up at 2-2. So Yannick has 4 sac flies this year.
Let's go, Davey!
I'd like to make it 5 at least here in the bottom of the second inning. Bowles delivers. There's a line drive to center. It's going to be caught by Salmons. Brown has to go back, but she tags up and scores the first run of the game. And Yannick with another sac fly. Hit it hard, and Salmons made a nice running catch out in center field. Bushman hangs on at second, and the Huskies score a run without the benefit of a hit here in the second inning. It's 1-0 HBU, and Kay Schrader comes up. Kay hitting .220 as she steps in. Went 0 for 1 with a walk in the first game. And lines the first pitch foul down the left field line. 0-1. Warm, sunny day here in Houston. Temperature in the upper 80s, and it feels a lot warmer than that with temperature around 70%, or the humidity around 70%. Here's a pop-up out of play. No balls and 2 strikes to Schrader. Brisk breeze coming from the southeast right now, which means it's pretty much corner to corner from left to right. As the 3 flags out in center field are standing out from their poles. Here's another foul ball. 2 outs, runner at second. 1 run in for the Huskies here in the second inning. The old adage about leadoff walks coming around to score holding true in this instance. There's a fly ball that's hit out left field and handled by Kincannon right near the line. That's the 3rd out, but the Huskies score a run without the benefit of a hit. They leave 1 runner on with 2 innings in the books here in Game 2 of the doubleheader. It's 1-0 HBU. This is Husky Softball on the Legacy Sports Network.
We're passionate, delivering expert neurological care for adults and children. We're dedicated, responding to neurotrauma and stroke with Lifelight in our Level 1 Trauma Center. We're persistent, restoring lives at our Tier Rehabilitation and Research Hospital. We are Memorial Hermann. And we're making neuroscience breakthroughs every day.
You just hit the flavor motherload.
Guaranteed delicious. Firehouse subs are packed beyond belief with steaming hot premium meats and cheeses.
Starting at only $5.49, it's gourmet subs without the gourmet prices.
Just look at our club on a sub.
And by look, he means try.
Smoked turkey breast, Virginia honey ham, melty Monterey Jack, and bacony bacon.
Firehouse subs. Starting at only $5.49.
1 bite, 1 taste, you're hooked.
Huskies jump out ahead once again, 1-0 on the sac fly by Yannick. That kind of sounds like an old familiar tune. That's her 3rd sac fly of the doubleheader. Haley Rhodes, the shortstop for Northwestern State, is the leadoff hitter. She put down a sacrifice bunt her first time up and takes ball 1 here from Shea Bibby. Demons have out-hit the Huskies 3-1. Here's a foul ball to the plate. 1-1. Rhodes takes ball 2 high. Rhodes 1 for 3 now in the doubleheader after that sac bunt. Line drive, that is off the glove of James into left field. Hard smash, and Cassie just barely able to get a glove on it. Base hit's a fourth of the game for the Demons, and for the third straight inning, they've got their leadoff runner on. Here is Kelly Kincannon, the left fielder. Kincannon popped out to center her first time, takes ball one here. So Kincannon now hitting .293. 1 for 3 in the doubleheader. Here's a ground ball. That is back to Yannick. She shovels it, and now the relay throw from Brown to first is a bit high, so it's a fielder's choice. No error, as Rhodes did not attempt to go up to second base. So Kincannon is now the runner at first with one out. And Jordan Raines, the third baseman, comes up. Jordan got a hit her first time up. Average improving to .318. Takes ball one away. Raines 5 doubles and 12 runs batted in. No other extra base hits. There's a ball, 2-0. Raines, a senior from Cy-Fair, started her college journey at University of Houston, now then transferred after a couple of years to Northwestern State. That pitch just barely high, and it's now 3-0, so Terry Peters with a pretty tight zone both ways. Bibby has not walked anybody yet, but she's on the verge of here with the 3-0 count. There's a strike. 3-1. Line drive, that's her second straight hit. This is to left field, and it's runners at first and second now. Kincannon stops at second. There's one out, and now Michaela Sorosiak comes up. Sorosiak hit that ground ball right down the line to end the first inning that people wearing purple thought may have been foul. Huskies in their white uniform made the play and didn't get it really a definitive call from the people wearing blue, the three umpires. Sorosiak with a home run in game one today and takes first pitch high for a ball. So she is 2 for 4 in the doubleheader. That pitch in for a strike. It's 1-1. That was home run number 6 and RBI number 29 for Sorosiak. There's ball 2. Sorosiak, a senior, 3-letter winner from Kempner High School down in Sugar Land is her hometown. There's ball, strike 2, a foul ball. 2-2 the count.
Battle up there.
Here's a ground ball that is handled by Brown from her knees, is able to throw to third to Cassie James to get the runner forced out at third. That's a second out. So a fielder's choice is Sorosiak's fate. Raines stops at second, obviously. Kincannon was out at third, so 2 outs, and now here's Brittany Jones. Jones singled to lead off the second inning. It was her first hit of the doubleheader, now 1 for 4. And takes ball 1 low. Jones, a senior from Bryan. Here's a ground ball foul. 1-1. Jones steps in this game, 3 doubles, home run, a triple, 6 home runs, and 22 runs batted in. At .223 average after that hit in the second inning. 1-1 pitch, swing on a miss on the off-speed pitch, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Shea Bibby has given up 5 hits in the first 2 2/3 innings, but hasn't done anything more. There's a ball down and away, 2-2. As Huskies once again tries to frame it.
Go, Shea.
2-2 pitch, ground ball. That is knocked down by Brown once again, and she's able to get it over to James for the 3rd out, forcing that runner. Raines coming down from second base, and that is it for the Lady Demons in the top of the 3rd inning. After 2.5, it's HBU 1 and Northwestern State nothing. This is Husky softball on the Legacy Sports Network.
Excuse me, is that your Diet Pepsi?
Sophia Vergara. Yeah, this is my Diet Pepsi. I love Diet Pepsi.
Do you love every sip?
Nothing is better than drinking a refreshing Diet Pepsi and just reveling in its crisp, delicious taste.
Well, you know what they say. If you love something, let it go. And if it comes back, it was meant to be.
So I should set this Diet Pepsi free and wait for it to come back. Then it'll be more delicious than ever. Would you hold my Diet Pepsi for me?
I'd love to.
Thank you. What happens now?
Go, get out of here. It can't come back to you if you're standing next to it.
Thanks, Sophia. I'll wait for you, Diet Pepsi.
The only thing better than an ice-cold Diet Pepsi is a free ice-cold Diet Pepsi.
Love every sip at dietpepsi.com.
Top of the order for the Huskies, and we'll be facing Caitlin Bowles here in the bottom of the 3rd inning as the Huskies scored a run after a couple of walks, a sacrifice, and a sac fly in the bottom of the 2nd inning. The Demons have out-hit the Huskies 5-1, but that's not the column on the scoreboard that really counts. Huskies grounded out to second, her first time up. Takes ball 1 outside. Huskies just 0 for 2 in the doubleheader, but she had a sac fly, another sacrifice, I think, in game 1. 1-0 pitch. It's popped up into shallow left center field, and coming on making the catch is Kincannon. One out. Now here's Cece Bauer. Cece has the Huskies' only hit. That was a single to left. One of those very, very long at-bats that Cece has had this year.
Oh, yeah!
And there's ball 1 on the fastball high. Bauer singled on the 9th pitch she saw from Bowles there in the 1st inning. 1-0 pitch is now a 2-0 situation. Series finale tomorrow at noon, and then next weekend the Huskies host Sam Houston State. Friday doubleheader at 1, and then that last game of the regular season. Here's a pitch down and in, and it's 3-0. Against the Bearcats, the Huskies won 2 out of 3 last year up in Huntsville. The count. Now it's a strike in there. And it's a 3-1 count to Bauer. Ooh, hit it hard, but well foul. They're underway in Hammond. First game of that doubleheader between Sam Houston State and Northeast and Southeastern Louisiana. Another 3-2 pitch coming up. Another foul ball. Well, she's yanking them. Bauer's home run left the ballpark in left field in the first game. That was her 7th of the year. That's where most of her home runs have been this year.
Let's go, CC!
She had that great game a couple of weeks ago up in Nacogdoches. Another foul ball.
Come on, CC!
Had a home run, and then frankly an umpire's error robbed her of another one. Ball looked like it was fair. You could see it come down behind the foul pole. It was called foul, and she tripled on the next pitch. Here's a pop-up that's going to be out of play. Right on top of us. Also had a double in that game, and then going for the cycle her last time up in that game, grounded out. But she did have a single in the first game of that doubleheader, so we give her credit for a cycle during the doubleheader. Another 3-2 pitch, another foul ball.
All right, you got it. Let's go. Come in. There we go. See, that's better.
It's a 3-0 count. Call strike for 3-1. Now she has fouled off 5 straight. So this will be the 10th pitch of the at-bat. Another foul ball. That one looked like it may have been ball 4, well inside.
Coming.
So another full count pitch coming up from Bowles to Bauer. Ball 4. That was low. So the Huskies have a 1-out base runner and CC Bauer, and that'll bring up Cassie James. Cassie popped out to the shortstop, Haley Rhodes, her first time up. Cassie now at 323. 1 for 4 in the doubleheader. First pitch from Bowles to James, down for a ball. Well, they call that a strike. Goodness. 0-1. That's a ball. 1-1. Lamar and Incarnate Word also underway. They're playing in San Antonio, and Cardinals have scored in the top of the first inning. 1-0. 1-1 pitch is high. 2-1. Bolt's pitch count unofficially at 48. 28 have been strikes, 20 haven't. That one's a haven't. And it's a 3-1 count now to Cassie James. Jordan Raines, third baseman, goes over to the circle to try to settle down Bowles a little bit. Now the 50th pitch of her game is high for ball 4. So the Huskies have runners at first and second with one out, and that brings up Nicole Shedd. Nicole struggling, fouled out to Raines, and now we're going to have meetings up in the circle as Hawthorne goes out to talk to her battery mate. While that's going on, Natalie Duran over at first base does some housework on the base over there, coming loose from its moorings. Bowers at second, James at first, both with walks, and now that is 4 given up by Bowles. No activity yet in the Northwestern State bullpen, but that was a good visit to the mound by Emma Hawthorne as Shedd sees strike 1. Cole fouled out to Raines her first time up. Now 0 for 5 in the doubleheader. That pitch way high. 1-1. Libby Brown, who walked and scored in the first inning, is on deck. Or in the second inning, excuse me. 1-1 pitch. It's high, 2-1. One pitch into Shedd is popped up, but it's going to be out of play for the Huskies' first base dugout. So it counts 2-2 to Nicole Shedd. Well, you look at the bio of Nicole in the HBU Media Guide, which you can look at online. Talk about an athletic family. Turned 21 last week. There's ball 3, another full count. Dad a track star, sister a swimmer. Three-two pitch, ball 4 inside.
Shortstop number 11.
Ball 4 loads the bases with 3 straight walks, and now Kaylee Guidry is going to come out and talk to Bowles. That is 5 walks that she's given up. There has not been anybody loosening up in their bullpen, although Barbazon is out in right field. She has seen action in the circle today. First game starter Michaela Brown threw 79 pitches, Barbazon threw 34, and Bouvier ended that game with the last 4 pitches. So that is the discussion. It's over. Now Libby Brown will step in. Libby walked and scored on Yannick's sac fly in the second inning. That is our only run of the game. Libby now still hitting .288 and takes ball 1 low.
Let's go, Libby!
Brown had that great first game, 3 for 3, 2 runs scored, an RBI. She's been solid defensively in this one with 2 nice plays at the top of the third that cut off lead runners. There's a strike. It's a 1-1 now.
Hey, you got it, Libby!
Libby's going to have to wash that uniform. It's got that red clay dirt all over the right leg. We have a Yahtzee. We had a Yahtzee. There's a ball low. Now 2-1 with 1 out to number 11. Three straight walks have loaded the bases for the Huskies here in the bottom of the third inning. There's a fly ball hit well down the left field line, but it's going to drift foul with that breeze pushing it that way. So it's a 2-2 count now to Brown. Levy only has 8 runs batted in this year. Pretty much the first half of the season she was hitting in the leadoff spot, which kind of limited the availability for RBI opportunities. Moved back to the 5th and 6th through most of the year now. There's ball 3 low, and it's a full count. .288, but her on-base percentage is solid at .410. .3-2 pitch coming up from Bowles. That's ball 4, well high. And the 4th walk of the inning, that's another run. And that is RBI number 9 on the year. And I think that may occasion a pitching change. As Donald Pickett comes out, it is going to be Barbizon coming in. And now, let's see, what do we got out there? Well, Barbizon's going to pitch. We'll sort it out, and we'll come back after this. This is Husky Softball on the Legacy Sports Network.
What's it mean for the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 716, to send someone to your job site? It means electricians that pass basic trigonometry, calculus, or algebra are sent to your job site. It means electricians familiar with OSHA compliance are sent to your job site. It means IBW electricians made a conscious decision to improve their life and the lives of others. What does it mean? It means everything. To be the best, hire the best.
The time is now to hire IBEW.
Championship dreams. Share the experience with your family and friends. The 2017 NCAA Women's College World Series, June 1st through 7th at ASA Hall of Fame Stadium, OGE Energy Field in Oklahoma City. Visit ncaa.com/WCWS for your tickets today.
Haley Barbizon, the new pitcher for the Demons, and she delivers ball 1 to Brooke Bushman. Barbizon, a freshman from Belle Chase, Louisiana, saw action in game 1, and the first 2 pitches to Bushman do not find the zone. Barbizon threw 2 innings, gave up 4 runs, only 1 was earned, and 3 hits in game 1. And there's ball 3 low, and now Huskies
Let's go, Brooke!
On the verge of another force-in run. There's just 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd, but 4 walks have given the Huskies a 2-0 lead. That pitch is inside, and Bushman gets the easy RBI on the 4-pitch walk. And it's now 3-0 Huskies.
First baseman, number 17, Megan Hires.
Barbizon came in from right field. Elise Vinson is now in that position defensively. She is not in the batting order, as Barbizon remains in the batting order in the 9 spot. So here's Megan Hires. Megan put a sack down her first time, and now she looks at ball 1.
Good job, 1.
3-0 Huskies on the strength of just 1 hit. There's ball 2 high. 2-0. Barbizon has just given up 12 walks in 33 1/3 innings this year, so it's not a situation. Here's a ground ball. It's up the middle and through into center field. 1 run comes in. That is Shed scoring, and it's now 4-0. And the Huskies have their 2nd hit of the game. His Hire sneaks 1 past that pulled-in infield, and the Huskies lead 4-0.
Let's go, Demi.
Demi Yannick comes up. Demi with a sack fly. You can do it again. And takes ball 1 up and in. Yannick ripped one to center field that Sydney Salmons made a nice running catch on. That pitch, who called a strike, and I don't know if it was a check swing called for strike or it caught it the very, very tip of the plate. Counts 1-1. Barbazana, left-hander. That pitch is outside. That was a better looking pitch than the one previously. It's 2-1. Yannick now with 16 runs batted in on the season, 42 in her career. All today on sac flies. Here's a line drive. That's into left field. That'll be a more legitimate one. Oh, they're all legit, but RBI single. And it's now 5-0. And once again, the bases remain loaded. Libby Brown scored on that play. So Bushman is now at third, Hires at second, and Yannick is at first. The second straight bases loaded hit for the Huskies. Ninth player to Husky to hit in this inning is Kay Schrader, and she takes ball 1 outside. 4 runs in for HBU here in the third inning. It's 5-0 Huskies. Here's a ground ball. That is a slow roller to third, and the throw to first is just in time as Raines throws out Schrader, but she gets an RBI as Bushman comes in from third.
Catcher number 15, Heidi Hawkins.
Now Heidi Hawkins, who started this inning by popping out to left field, but 5 in for the Huskies, and they lead 6-0. Runners at second and third with 2 outs. And this will be a lefty versus lefty situation. Hawkins hitting from the left side. And takes ball 1 high.
Good call, Liz.
Huskies have been the beneficiary of 7 walks in the first 2 2/3 innings of this game. There's a ground ball. That is through into left field. 1 run comes in. Yannick holds on at third, but an RBI single for Hawkins through the left side, and runners are now at the corners. And 6 runs in this inning for the Huskies. 7-0 HBU, and here is Cece Bauer. Yannick's at third, Hawkins at first. Bauer who got the Huskies' first hit but couldn't do anything with it in the first inning, then walked and scored earlier in this inning. Here's ball 1 to her outside. Six runs for the Huskies in this inning, one of their biggest innings of the season. That pitch called a strike, 1-1. Hawkins, the Husky catcher, hanging on at first. Yannick over at third. Ground ball, that is to the shortstop. And Rhodes gets it over to Jones at first. That's the third out of the inning, but a big one for the Huskies as they score 6 times on just 3 hits. There were how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walks in the inning. And the Huskies lead 7-0 after 3 here in Game 2 of the doubleheader. This is Husky Softball powered by the Legacy Sports Network.
waiting for days to come like this, better than ever before. And now
we know travel isn't what it used to be. By the time you get where you're going, you've been through it all. So what if you knew there was a hotel that understands how hard your journey's been and spends all its time making up for it? At DoubleTree by Hilton, with more than 325 wonderful destinations around the world, we welcome our guests with a warm chocolate chip cookie. Our cookie serves as a symbol of our commitment to turn every little detail of your stay into a delight, preparing every comfort with care, making every touch special and every gesture true, giving that extra attention to the simple things, bringing humanity back to business and leisure travel so you can reconnect, relax, play, focus, smile. Welcome to DoubleTree by Hilton, where the little things mean everything.
Three innings in the books here at Game 2 of the second game of the Game 2 of the doubleheader. Northwestern State, no runs, 5 hits, no errors. They have left 6 on base. Houston Baptist, 7 runs, 4 hits, no errors. Huskies have left 4 on base. As the DP, Kaylee Eisenberg, will be leading off against Shea Bibby, and Shea, the beneficiary of one of the Huskies' biggest innings of the year. Working with a 7-0 lead here in the top of the 4th inning. Eisenberg, check swing. Yeah, she went around. Why is there somebody's got to pay attention behind the plate there. Eisenberg from Lone Oak, a sophomore. Pitch from Bibby is high, 1-1. Here's a foul ball back off of either Hawkins or Terry Peters behind home plate. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. One of the great personalities of the Southland Conference in attendance today, Coach Black, is down there. Here's a ground ball to James. Third baseman handles it.
Catcher number 8, Emma Hawthorne.
Here's Emma Hawthorne. Emma put down a sacrifice bunt, her only time to face Bibby in this game. Takes a strike. I'm always surprised when Coach Black remembers who I am. He said, "You doing the radio today again?" I said, "Yes, sir." 1-1. Hawthorne at 235. It's a batting average. Here's a ground ball foul down the third base line. Freshman from Hallsville. A lot of East Texas girls on this team. I think the farthest west they go, maybe Bryan. Got a couple of Northwest Houston kids. Here's a ground ball to Brown. Libby gets it over to Myers. 2 outs. Now here is the pitcher, Haley Barbizon.
Pitcher number 1, Haley Barbizon.
Haley called out on strikes. It was a big out in the second inning when the Lady Demons had runners at second and third with 1 out. She was called out on strikes. There's ball 1 outside. That is Bibby's only strikeout. Pitch outside, 2-0. Bibby's pitch count now at 55. 35 strikes, 20 not. Oh, that's a good looking pitch there, called a ball. And it's 3-0. Cassie James over at third base with her sleeves, her uniform kind of pulled up, giving that Ted Klaszewski look. There's a strike into Barbizon, 3-1. Showing the guns. 3-1, there's a ground ball. Yannick backhands it, throws it to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Bibby and the Huskies. Middle of the fourth inning. It is 7-0 HBU in game 2 of the doubleheader. This is Husky softball on the Legacy Sports Network.
At the Memorial Hermann Ironman Sports Medicine Institute, we're dedicated to the dedicated, who lace up before sunrise, who don't let a hard hit keep them down, who want the ball when the game's on the line. So team up with the Memorial Hermann Ironman Sports Medicine Institute at Texas Medical Center, Memorial City, or the Woodlands, where our affiliated surgeons, specialists, and physical therapists offer all athletes the elite care they need to forge ahead.
Pepsi bubble for me money, any and every time, full of vibes, yes, right? Don't ask me why.
Original Pepsi flavor, perfect price, satisfaction in action, just the right size.
When we crave the fresh Pepsi flavor, at the $60 Pepsi bubble on me favor. Experience me savor.
At the bubble we drop, original fucking saver.
Get the original bubble for your money now. It full of taste plus the price, right?
Original Pepsi flavor is nicer than nice.
We drop for the bubble like at the right size.
Pepsi, live for now.
Going to the bottom of the fourth inning here in Houston. It's 7-0 Huskies. Haley Barbizon back in the circle. In relief, Keelan Bowles was pulled after 2 1/3 innings. 5 of the runs were charged to her, and the last two to Barbizon. Bowles gave up 6 walks in 2 1/3 innings. Barbizon with just 1 in her 2/3 of an inning. Cassie James, big clue, leading off for the Huskies here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And takes ball 1 down and away. Cassie was one of the walkers in the third inning. She popped up to shortstop her first time up. There's a strike. And it's 1-1. Cassie 0 for 1 in this game. She is 1 for 4 in the doubleheader. Huskies only had 7 hits, scored 8 times in the first game. That pitch is low. It's 2-1. They scored 7 times and only 4 hits in this one. So the batting averages aren't going to be gaudy, but the production is. That pitch called a strike, and it's 2-2. There's a line drive that's going to be fouled, sliced down the first base line. Huskies with just 4 hits in this game. Hawkes, Bauer, Hires, and Yannick are the ones that have the hits. 2-2. Ooh, good pitch. Called a ball. 3-2. Barbizon ready to deliver a 3-2 pitch. Here's a ground ball. This will be to Sorosiak. 1 out. On a 4-3 put out.
Left fielder number 14, Nicole Shedd.
Here's Nicole Shedd. Nicole walked and scored her last time up. Fouled out to third in the first inning. Takes ball 1 high. One-0 pitch. Fouled over in the screen. It's happening over in baseball right now. It was 9-3 game in the bottom of the 9th inning, game 2 of the doubleheader after the Huskies won game 1. 1-1. That one's low. 2-1. The other two games underway in Southland play. Sam Houston State in southeastern Louisiana. I'm talking softball, scoreless. At the top of the top of the third. Here's Shedd, pops up to right. Second out. Choked up over a scoreless game there. Lamar leading UIW 5-0 over San Antonio in the bottom of the second inning. That's what's underway so far in Southland this afternoon. 2 outs, nobody on. Libby Brown comes up. Libby has walked twice in this game and scored twice and takes ball 1 low. Both of her walks came on 3-2 pitches. There's a strike. It's 1-1. 2 outs, nobody on. We're in the Husky half of the 4th inning. And HBU up 7-0 over the Lady Demons. Here's a hard ground ball foul down the first base line. So Brown is down in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Brown hitting from the right side. It's a little nubber down the first base side foul, so it's still 1-2.
I've been wanting to do that all day.
Barbizon delivers. There's a little looper down the right side and going over into foul territory. Making the play is Elise Vincent, the right fielder. So that ends the inning. The Huskies retired in order for the first time today, and we have played 4 complete. It's HBU 7 and Northwestern State nothing. This is Husky softball, powered by the Legacy Sports Network.
You just hit the flavor mother load.
Guaranteed delicious. Firehouse subs are packed beyond belief with steaming hot premium meats and cheeses.
Starting at only $5.49, it's gourmet subs without the gourmet prices.
Just look at our club on a sub.
And by look, he means try.
Smoked turkey breast, Virginia honey ham, melty Monterey Jack, and bacony bacon.
Firehouse subs.
Starting at only $5.49.
1 bite, 1 taste, you're hooked.
All right, everybody. If this one doesn't get your toe tapping, check your pulse. You may be dead. Here it is, coming to you in living cola. Refreshing Pepsi Cola. From the wonderful folks who put the in cola. I'll be signing off now, because it's my bedtime. I'll catch you on the flip side. Be there.
At the top of the 5th inning now, Sydney Salmons is the leadoff hitter, top of the order for the Lady Demons, facing Shea Bibby. She's given up 5 hits but no runs. And Salmons runs up, lets it go for ball 1. Through 4, no runs, 5 hits, 6 left for the Lady Demons, 7 runs, 4 hits, and 4 left for the Huskies as Salmons gets her second hit of the game. She had singled to lead off the game in the first and now singles to center here. Haley Rhodes, who has a hit and a sacrifice bunt in this game, the batter now, not bunting here, down 7, and she rips the first pitch from Bibby. Foul down the third base line. No, 1 pitch. Thinks about a bunt there, lets the ball go for a 1-1 count. Finished over at baseball now. Northwestern State came back to win the second game 9-3. The Huskies won the opener 4-2, and they'll play the rubber game tomorrow at 1. Their pitch is low. It's 2-1. Here's a hard fly ball. That's going to drop into left field. Shedd gets it in quickly, but runners at first and second as Rhodes singles. Now that is 7 hits for the Lady Demons. And runners at first and second with nobody out. And Kelly Kincannon coming up. Kincannon, last time up, hit a hard shot that was gloved by Libby Brown, and they're able to get the lead runner at third. That was the first time that happened in that inning. Take it back, that wasn't that time. Here's a ground ball to Yannick. She goes to first for the play. That's the first out, but runners move up to second and third. Now bring up Jordan Raines, who's singled her first 2 times up in this game. So runners at second and third for the Lady Demons. And the first pitch just low for ball 1. Pitch in for a strike, 1-1. Sam Houston State has taken a 1-0 lead over Southeastern Louisiana. Bearcats hitting in the top of the third over in Hammond. That check swing, they're going to look for it. The appeal is denied, and it's 2-1. Yeah, she didn't swing. 2-1 pitch, line drive caught by Brown, but quickly getting back to second base was Rhodes, avoiding the double play, and that'll bring up Michaela Sorosiak. Sorosiak in this game is grounded out a couple of times and takes a strike here.
Go, Shay!
She hit a sharp ground ball to Brown that able to get that runner at third. First of 2 separate times. That foul ball makes it no balls and 2 strikes to Sorosiak. We had that monster home run against the wind to center field in game 1. Here's a ground ball that is handled by James, and the throw across to first for the third out. Another solid play by Cassie James at third, and first 2 runners get hits, and they are left on base once again. We have played into the middle of the 5th inning. Huskies 7-0 leading over Northwestern State. This is Husky softball on the Legacy Sports Network.
I'm here with the Kolache Factory Master Baker. And while many around here enjoy these old world treats for breakfast or lunch on the go, others still don't know what a kolache is. So we thought we'd get answers straight from the horse's mouth.
There are no horses here.
That's just an expression.
My expression remind you of horse?
It's a pleasure to see that you bring such authentic Eastern European tradition and craftsmanship to your baking.
We make dough from scratch daily and use only finest meats, cheeses, and fruits.
I see that, but what is a kolache?
One word.
Yes?
Delicious.
And?
nutritious.
I was hoping for something more descriptive.
It's fresh.
Yes, but wouldn't you describe it as a lightly sweet roll baked with different ingredients inside? Like the popular sausage and cheese kolache.
Taste. Oh, see?
Oh, it's delicious. Folks, you have to experience a kolache for yourself. Just visit the kolache factory.
Delicious. A history of good taste.
Could I try another one?
Of course, of course. Come with me. I give you a very special kolache treat. Come here.
Thanks.
You're very skinny.
I know.
Brooke Bushman, the leadoff hitter for the Huskies. In the bottom of the 5th inning, HBU up 7-0. As Barbizon delivers the first pitch and foul down the first base side by Bushman. Brooke, the bases loaded Walker last time up for an RBI, also walked in the 2nd inning. Oh, 1 pitch. There's a ground ball. That is nice play by Sorosiak, going into the hole behind first base. Gloves it and is able to throw Bushman out. Good play there by Sorosiak. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Number 17, Megan Hires.
Here's Megan Hires. Megan 1 for 1. RBI singled her last time up. And here's a ground ball that is gloved by Jones at first. And quickly 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Second baseman number 8, Demi.
Here's Demi Yannick. Demi is 1 for 1 with 2 runs batted in this game. Had a sac fly in the 2nd and RBI single in the 3rd. And takes a strike. Yannick trying to get back over the old Mendoza line, now up to 198. Takes a ball high. Has 3 sac flies in this doubleheader. Now has 17 runs batted in on the season. 2 RBI in this game. That pitch is down and away, 2-1. With her sac flies and a walk or whatever else she had today. I guess just 3 sac. She's 2 for 2 in the doubleheader. There's ball 3 outside, so it's 3-1 to Yannick. Kay Schrader, the on-deck hitter for the Huskies. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Barbizon gets it back to first, and we're going to the 6th inning. Still 7-0 Huskies after the 3 up and 3 down 5th. This is Husky softball on the Legacy Sports Network.
Tammy and I have been going steady since high school.
Tammy and Tommy, 2 peas in a pod, as they say.
We have all the same friends. We like all the same things. I mean, we practically even have the same name.
But there's one thing we could just never agree on.
Soda.
I have been begging him all these years to just try Pepsi, and I knew he would change his tune.
Yeah.
So, finally, I had him take the Pepsi Taste Challenge. And go on, tell him what you told me, Tommy.
I'm a Pepsi man.
Right? Gosh, isn't Pepsi so good?
I tell you what, I don't know why I didn't try it sooner.
Me neither.
It's so crisp and refreshing and bubbly.
Like me.
Like you.
I'm always right.
She's always right.
All across the South, people are choosing the great taste of Pepsi. Take the Pepsi Taste Challenge and let your taste decide.
Top of the 6th inning coming up, and Brittany Jones will be leading off for Northwestern State. Brittany Jones, Kaylee Eisenberg, and Emma Hawthorne, the scheduled trio to face Shea Bibby. Shea has thrown 75 pitches, 47 have been strikes, 28 haven't. First pitch, Jones rips it foul down the third base side. That one floats in low. 1-1. Jones is 1 for 2. There have been a lot of hits by the Demons in this game. We've got 7. There's a strike. 1-2. Salmons and Rhodes have 2 each. So does Raines. Here's a ground ball. That is foul. Oh, she went out and made a big call there. Still 1-2. The purple-clad bunch didn't like one of her calls earlier, or non-calls really. That pitch hits the outer half, strike 3, and Jones called out on strikes.
Designated player number 11, Kaylee Eisenberg.
So 2 strikeouts for Shea Bibby. Both have been of the called third strike variety. So here is Eisenberg, the DP. DP's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fielder's choice. Takes ball 1. Swing and a miss. I think the game that folks from Actish are most interested in, being played elsewhere, starts here in about 10 minutes. That is Central Arc at Abilene Christian. There's a little pop-up flare to right field, but almost got over the head a little bit farther than I thought. Bauer makes the play. But she goes back and she could judge it much better than I could. So here's Hawthorne, the catcher. Emma 0 for 1 does have a sack. That was in the 2nd inning. Here's a ground ball that is knocked down by Brown, but it's going to be the 8th hit of the game for the Lady Demons, as Brown just kept it from going into left field with the dive.
Pitcher number 1.
So here is Barbizon. Bibby has only retired the Lady Demons in order once. That was in the 4th inning. Barbizon 0 for 2, called third strike, and here's a fly ball to center. Schrader makes the play. And we are through 5.5 with a 7-0 game. No runs, a hit, and that runner left at first. Huskies lead 7-0 in the middle of the 6th inning. This is Huskies softball on the Legacy Sports Network.
You just hit the flavor motherload. Guaranteed delicious. Firehouse subs are packed beyond belief with steaming hot premium meats and cheeses.
Starting at only $5.49, it's gourmet subs without the gourmet prices.
Just look at our club on a sub.
And by look, he means try.
Smoked turkey breast, Virginia honey ham, melty Monterey Jack, and bacony bacon.
Firehouse subs. Starting at only $5.49.
One bite, one taste, you're hooked.
International Brotherhood of Electric Workers, Local 716 in Houston, get up for work each day because we believe building schools to code matters. Because building Houston's hospitals correctly saves lives. Because training for 10,000 hours makes a difference. That's why we get up, because we want to make a difference. To be the best, hire the best.
IBEW, where skill and value lock arms. The time is now to hire IBEW electricians.
Kay Schrader leading off for the Huskies here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Huskies up 7-0.
Number 12, Kay Schrader.
So it's 9-1-2 facing Haley Barbizon. Haley
Let's go, Kay.
purposely walks to the slab, gets ready to throw the first pitch to Schrader. And it's in for a strike. Schrader is 0 for 2 in this game, does have an RBI on a ground out. Here's another ground out to the second baseman, and Sorosiak takes care of Schrader for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Number 15, Heidi Hawkins.
Here's Heidi Hawkins. Heidi 1 for 3, had an RBI in in that big third inning when the Huskies scored 6 times. Here's another ground ball right to Barbizon. And the pitcher throws out Hikus at first. 2 quick outs here. Cece Bauer comes up. Nothing's quick with Cece. Cece will foul off a lot of pitches. She's 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored in this game. Now hitting .310. Cece always sees a bunch of pitches. Pitch away for ball 1. First 2 times up, Cece singled on a 3-2 pitch. There's a fly ball hit well out to right, and it is a home run to right, and the Huskies will run rule Northwestern State as Cece Bauer hits one well out to right field. Kind of gets it up in that jet stream, and that is it. The Huskies win it 8-0 and sweep today's doubleheader. We'll be back to wrap it up coming up. This is Husky Softball on the Legacy Sports Network.
Tammy and I have been going steady since high school.
Tammy and Tommy, 2 peas in a pod, as they say.
We have all the same friends. We like all the same things. I mean, we practically even have the same name.
But there's one thing we could just never agree on.
Soda.
I have been begging him all these years to just try Pepsi, and I knew he would change his tune.
Yeah.
So, finally, I had him take the Pepsi Taste Challenge. And go on, tell him what you told me, Tommy.
I'm a Pepsi man.
Right? Gosh, isn't Pepsi so good?
I tell you what, I don't know why I didn't try it sooner.
Me neither.
It's so crisp and refreshing and bubbly.
Like me.
Like you.
I'm always right.
She's always right.
All across the South, people are choosing the great taste of Pepsi. Take the Pepsi Taste Challenge and let your taste decide.
We're passionate, delivering expert neurological care for adults and children. We're dedicated, responding to neurotrauma and stroke with Lifelight in our Level 1 Trauma Center. We're persistent, restoring lives at our Tier Rehabilitation and Research Hospital. We are Memorial Hermann. And we're making neuroscience breakthroughs every day.
The real story is I'm in here every morning and have sampled just about every kolache that they make here.
Bacon, egg, and cheese on wheat for me, and then the rest is for the office. So yes, I'll pick up every Friday. I'll stop by here and pick up some for my groups.
Well, I used to think it was just fruit-filled stuff, and then I came here and there's eggs and bacon and cheese and all kinds of good stuff in there. It's like a whole breakfast in a bun. It's great.
It's always a good thing if you can eat healthy and not know it.
When you drive down the street looking for something to eat, you're going to pass 5 places to buy a sandwich, 6 places to buy a burger. There's only one place you can get a kolache, and that's Kolache Factory. It's delicious. You're going to have people that try to copy you, but they're not going to do it as well. We know what we're doing. We've been doing it for 25 years. We do it the best, and our success proves that.
Houston's own Kolache Factory, the freshest, highest quality, best tasting kolaches in town. Over 50 Houston area locations and a proud partner of HBU Athletics.
This is the HBUHuskies Sports Network, powered by Legacy Sports.
Final total is game 2 of the doubleheader. The Huskies win it in 6 innings, 8-0. 8 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 4 left on for HBU. No runs, 8 hits, no errors, and 9 runners left on for the Lady Demons from Northwestern State. Shea Bibby with a complete game shutout. Didn't walk anybody. Struck out 2 and gave up 8 hits. Shea is now 3-4 on her freshman season. Kaylin Bowles, a losing pitcher. She could not find the strike zone in her 2 1/3 innings. Gave up 6 walks and 5 runs. She is now 5-14 on the season. Haley Barbizon came in relief, gave up the last 3 runs, including Cece Bauer's 8th home run of the year that ended it here in the bottom of the 6th inning. First time the Huskies have ever run ruled Northwestern State. And coming into this doubleheader today, the Huskies only beaten Northwestern State twice in their history. Now they beat them 4 times. What other offensive folks can we talk about? Like I say, there weren't a lot of offense for the Huskies. There were 7 walks that they received and had 1 sack hit, 1 sack fly. The only Husky with more than 1 run batted in was Demianic. She had an RBI single and a sack fly. She had 3 sack flies on the day. And Cece Bauer was the only Husky with more than 2 hits. She was 2 for 3, but she scored twice. Libby Brown scored twice also, and the Huskies run rule Northwestern State, second game of the doubleheader, after winning the first game of the doubleheader 8-3. Score 8 runs, good things happen. Final words coming up. This is Husky Softball on the Legacy Sports Network.
A firefighter's duty. Fighting fires, rescuing citizens, performing copious kettlebell exercises demands a daring degree of readiness. A degree of readiness achieved eating fulfillingly flavorful Firehouse subs. With premium carved meats and cheeses steamed to tasty magnificence, then piled onto toasted rolls. Is your footwear connected to your pants? No, it's not. Because you're not a firefighter. But you can be ready like one. Firehouse Subs, the hero of all subs.
I've been waiting for days to come like this, better than ever before. And now
We know travel isn't what it used to be. By the time you get where you're going, you've been through it all. So what if you knew there was a hotel that understands how hard your journey's been and spends all its time making up for it? At DoubleTree by Hilton, with more than 325 wonderful destinations around the world, we welcome our guests with a warm chocolate chip cookie. Our cookie serves as a symbol of our commitment to turn every little detail of your stay into a delight, preparing every comfort with care, making every touch special and every gesture true, giving that extra attention to the simple things, bringing humanity back to business and leisure travel, so you can reconnect, relax, play, focus, smile. Welcome to DoubleTree by Hilton, where the little things mean everything.
Are you looking for a totally free checking account? Houston Federal Credit Union has it, and it's packed with free services like mobile banking with person-to-person transfers and mobile bill pay. And Houston Federal Credit Union is a proud supporter of HBU athletics. So stop by their office at 6808 Bentliff Drive and experience a better way of banking. Visit HoustonFCU.org for more information. Houston Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of HBU.
Houston Federal Credit Union is federally insured by NCUA.
The good news is America is coming back. More jobs, more building, more of what makes our country great. And more cities and towns, more small businesses and big corporations are choosing the highly skilled, highly trained members of the IBEW to do the work. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is committed to doing the job right, on time, safely. America's making a big comeback, and the IBEW is proud to do our part.
Well, it was a good day to be the Husky here at Husky Field in Houston as the Huskies win twice over Northwestern State. 8-3 in the first game behind strong pitching from Emily Mueller and Stephanie Benrostro. And then freshman Shea Bibby with a shutout as the Huskies win 8-0 in game 2. So now the Huskies improve to 8-15 in conference play, 17-22 overall, while Northwestern State is 10-13. So that means they are just 2 games behind the Lady Demons in the Southland race. And we'll have to keep an eye on some other games tonight to see how the Huskies fare if they can climb up into that 6th spot. I'm Bill Cousins. Hope you enjoyed the broadcasts today, and please join me at 11:45 tomorrow morning for our pregame show, the Huskies and the Lady Demons in Game 3 of their 3-game series. Good night, everybody.
You've been listening to HBU Husky Sports on the Husky Sports Network, powered by the